I want us to read this together, then I finish off with my analysis. South Africa is seeking new trade markets within Africa and Asia. What? As it faces a threat of a 30% tariff from Trump. The move could cost South Africa an estimated 30,000 jobs. Wow. President Cyril Ramaphosa's government is frustrated with Washington, arguing that South Africa's exports do not compete with US industries and represent a small share of America's total imports. The proposed tariff, set to take effect later this week, would be the highest imposed on any sub-Saharan African country. It also comes amid deteriorating diplomatic ties between South Africa and the US, strained by disagreements on both domestic and international policy fronts. South Africans, do you still want other Africans to quit your country? Do you still want Nigerians particularly to leave your country? These and many more lessons I expect other nations, including Ghana, to learn from what is happening to South Africa today. Trump has imposed his tariff already. About 30% has been slammed on South Africa. It is estimated that even more than 30,000 jobs will be lost because South Africa exports automobile parts, fruits, and textile materials to the United States. But because of the strained relationships they've had, this is affecting trade between them, and we could see that sanction. And this strained relationship is coming from South Africa's relationship and involvement with Iran, Palestine, and this whole mess, including his involvement with the BRICS. I think it's also part of the whole conflict that we see today. South Africans want Nigerians to leave their country, but Nigeria remains one of the countries in Africa that export most South Africans' automobiles. When you look at the Hilux, Toyota Hilux in Nigeria, a lot of them are even from South Africa. They are South African version of Hilux vehicles and other automobiles in Nigeria. South Africa also trades with Nigeria to some extent. I don't know if it's a formal way, but I know we import some sort of our cars from South Africa. Back in the day, I know that clearly. Now, South Africa may need Africa, but South Africans have always wanted Nigeria to leave their country. Do we not see why I've always said that Africans have to trade more with themselves, interrelate with themselves, and try to understand our differences? I'm not saying that there are not Africans that may be doing certain things that are not legal in South Africa. But a crime is a crime, regardless of who commits it. But when we begin to paint crime or criminality and giving it ethnic or a coloration that rather puts another country down, then we have a problem. How will South African economy survive now? South Africa's economy also survives on foreigners who do businesses in South Africa, Nigerians inclusive. This tariff will hit everyone. They're going to lose jobs. Those working for foreigners in South Africa will also lose jobs. South Africans may want to migrate. The same people who told Nigerians and others to leave their country may have to migrate elsewhere. This is one of the reasons why I continue to say that migration is part of life. For many reasons, people will migrate for better opportunities, for jobs, for other reasons that is best known to them. How will South Africans eat the humble pie now, looking at what is happening to South Africa, looking at what they are going to be facing at a time like this? Unemployment is inevitable. Job cuts and losses stares at them in the face, and their president is saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that he provides jobs. How many African countries have the strength, have the market, have the opportunity to absorb South Africa's trade? What will Asian market do for South Africa, knowing that China is almost all over the world? This is one of the reasons why I continue to advocate that we deepen our markets and trade amongst ourselves. 54 countries is no joke, but Africans don't trade amongst themselves. The trade barriers are worse than it used to be. We have this trade relationship that has made it impossible to even travel within the African region. And I think this is an opportunity for us to go back to the drawing board and recalibrate. The hate amongst ourselves, the black population, I want to assume, does not even like themselves. And of all the races in the world, the black population remains the most antagonistic, the one who does not even want to relate or support one another to grow. How will South Africa get out of this quagmire? South Africa was helped by Nigeria many years ago and some other countries. But when their economy got better, they began to disrespect other people. Will they have a change of heart and will they have true repentance so that they don't go back to their old ways of doing things and disrespecting other people when the economy gets better or when the trade imbalance becomes firm and better? I don't know how this will pan out, but I believe that the time has come for Africa to begin to expand her market within her countries and also begin to think of reaching out to the rest of the world. We present values, we hold values, and we must send out and sell these values and products as well as services to the rest of the world. We have been a consuming nation for too long, and we can't allow one nation to go down. South Africa can't go down despite this tariff. I believe Africa has what it takes to see what they can absorb and keep other South Africans in positions of earning, particularly the economic stability that South Africa deserves. I don't know what you think about this, but I'd love to read your thoughts on this, and I'll see you in the next video.